All right, welcome back to the All Sports Network YouTube channel. I'm Jack Truglio, and this will be our first NBA recap of a game. We will be doing these throughout the playing games and playoffs. You can expect all three of us to usually be here, or two of us. Unfortunately, tonight you're just stuck with me, so let's get into the games that happened tonight. We did have two interesting games. They were from the Eastern Conference play-in-wise. The Hornets got blown out by the Pacers. That was kind of a bit of a shocker to me, especially we did the podcast around 11 a.m. yesterday, doing our predictions and whatnot. Got that out. If you haven't listened to that already, I'd suggest you go ahead and do that. But we had a clean sweep. We all picked the Hornets, not necessarily buying in the hype of the young team. You know, they were pretty solid all year, even though they are 9-15 without Gordon Hayward. But we just saw the injury report for the Pacers, and that honestly just scared us, saying that LeVert's out. You know, I knew all the guys that were questionable probably going to play, but even then that scared me a bit. I guess I saw a misreport saying I thought that Brogdon was out, but he got upgraded to a game time decision, or he was game time decision the whole time. So we all picked the Hornets, and the Hornets, you know, they were very solid all year. The Pacers, up and down year, especially from what we came to expect them, saying they were the 5 seed last year, even though they did get swept in the bubble by the Miami Heat, and with their new coach who, you know, I guess is, you could say, a basketball genius, but doesn't know how to communicate or work with players quite yet. So we'll see if he sticks around. But they had a dominant win, beating the Hornets by 27. I guess Miles Bridges had a pretty good game for the Hornets, 23 points, 10 of 16 shooting. You know, I guess a bit of garbage time. Doug McDermott in the first quarter had 14 points alone. He finished with 21 points. Brissett had a nice game, 23 points. Sabonis, nearly a triple-double, 21 rebounds, 9 assists. Brogdon was solid. Just all around, everyone was really solid for the Pacers. TJ McConnell hit some big shots. And it just looked like the moment was too big for the Hornets. They right away, as soon as Pacers went up 10 and McDermott had to go, and I was like, oh, okay. The moment's too big for the Pacers. You know, they're just not quite ready yet, which I guess was a bit of a surprise to me, because LaMelo seems like a guy, unwavering confidence. Terry Rozier's been in big playoff moments. And all the other guys, you know, have either been in some playoff moments or, you know, they haven't won anything yet, technically, but they all seemed like guys with confidence and whatnot that wouldn't be afraid of the moment and whatnot, and just everything that went on with the Pacers. I was a bit shocked, but, you know, thinking about it now, it does make sense. You know, the Pacers have this team, you know, maybe not everyone, they're like their stars, and Brogdon and Sabonis have had the most playoff success, but they've at least been there, and I think that's something that's important. So with that first game, I didn't have a whole lot, you know, it's just kind of like the Hornets weren't ready. And if you ever see me looking down, I just took notes on the game, so that's what it is, or stats or whatever. Let's move on to the next game, because it was a bit more intriguing. You know, Jason Tatum finished with 51, I believe, and early on it was just weird, because, you know, the Celtics had it going. I want to say they got up 10 maybe the end of the first quarter. I could be wrong. And it just looked like in these last two games, even for the battle for the 8 seed against the Hornets, that Bradley Beal has not been 100%. You know, he's just been trying to pick and choose his spots to try and get up to his average and whatnot, which he's been able to do. He's still putting up points, just not the level and everything that we're used to from Bradley Beal. Kemba showed up big, 26 points. Weirdly, Ish Smith and Robin Lopez in these last couple of games for the Wizards, being big games, have showed up. You know, Ish Smith, I think he finished with 14 this game and hit some big shots, and it looked really good. Celtics defensively did a tremendous job holding. To end the third quarter, the Wizards shot 17% from the three-point line, and combined, I know Westbrook's not a shooter and whatnot, but combined, Bradley Beal and Westbrook shot 1 from 9 from the three-point line to finish the third quarter. I didn't revise that at the end of the fourth. Celtics did a great job on Russell Westbrook, kind of building a wall, keeping their feet in the paint. You know, they did a great job on him, and then I think Beal being injured helped definitely, but I thought Tatum did a good job on him the whole game. So defensively from the Celtics, that was a bit of a surprise, saying that we hadn't seen that from them in a while. They hadn't really had a big game that they, in my opinion, that they've looked that great defensively, and they turned it on and looked like the team that we all expected them to be. I know they are without Jaylen Brown at this point, but they looked really good. Tatum showed out, and he proved us all wrong, because again, you know, like everyone on the podcast, we all went 0 for 2 in these games. We went Hornets Wizards, just saying that the Wizards momentum would get them in there. The Wizards finished the regular season 17-6, sorry. So that's super impressive. Then I thought they would just ride that through, kind of like the March Madness thing, or getting hot at the right time. At the end of the day, both these teams are probably going to get swept or steal a game or two, saying they're going to be the 7 or 8 seed. But Tatum showed up big in the first half. Tatum had 18 points, which was just insane the whole night. The big shot, the shot creation, just everything he was creating. One of the notes I had early on was the Celtics were up, I think like 8. Wizards were just kind of sticking around, lucky to be in it and whatnot. I just kept saying, like, the Celtics, they gotta put him away. You gotta put Westbrook away. He should, throughout all the, the inabilities and the non-playoff success, he's going to come at you. And it was weird last night. He just didn't seem to have that same fire, that same punch. He didn't look like the Westbrook we're used to. I know I'm a bit big on his, he's not the biggest playoff guy, big games. His game doesn't translate to half-court basketball and all that, which I do think is true. But usually he goes down fighting, and it was kind of weird. I don't know if he was hurt, sick, or what was up yesterday. He just didn't have the same juice. He didn't have the same quickness and everything. Everything looked a bit off from Westbrook. His stats were fine. I guess it wasn't anything crazy or not terrible for Westbrook, but I expected more. Good for Kemba Walker, someone that Eddie and I have been super tough on. Finally, having a big game. Well, he had been pretty good to close out the season, but the Celtics had kind of dipped off a little bit. So good for him, showing up big and them getting a win. He actually had some big charges, had a couple steals. So even though he's a smaller guard, he still made his impact felt defensively at least. I thought the Wizards were really sloppy there to end the third quarter and the fourth. A lot of sloppy passes. Actually, I would say just throughout the whole game, they had a lot of sloppy passes. And trying to find the run here that they went on. Yeah, the Wizards to end the second quarter went on a 21-7 run. It was looking like they had all the momentum that they were going to carry that into half. I believe they went into half up 2. I could be wrong there. I'm sorry. In the second quarter, Beal had it going. He scored 11 points in the second quarter. It just felt like each team was on the verge of blowing it up, blowing it open, I should say. It was just kind of a weird first half. Neither team really had a grip on the game. It was pretty close. It seemed like it was going to be a weird back and forth game. Maybe it's just me, but I didn't feel like any of these games were quite playoff atmosphere or felt like playoff games. It just felt like intense regular season games, at least for this one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just something was off. Maybe it was the audio. It was just something about the game was a bit off the whole time. And I think tonight's games will be better. Obviously Curry, LeBron. Celtics shot 34% from three-point line last night. That's at the end of the third quarter again. I only charted through the third quarter. Then the Celtics really blew it open. But at the end of the day, I just thought that the Celtics did a tremendous job guarding three-point line, doing a great job on everyone. They didn't let Westbrook get going or let Westbrook really get anyone else going. I think that's one of the things that made the Wizards so good was Westbrook was playing downhill and getting others going, like Bertans. It's been a rough year, and he definitely stole $80 million from the Wizards. But when Westbrook's going and getting him open shots, he has the ability to hit some. Howell, NATO, can hit some threes. Garrison Matthews, Rui Hachimura. But if Westbrook can't get it going, then it's tough for anyone else to get it going on that team. Saying that Beal's probably their only true shot creator. Maybe Hachimura can get into his little mid-range game every once in a while. Weirdly, another guy that I wouldn't expect to come up big for the Celtics. I'm just going to pull up his stats right here. Just eye test wise, Tristan Thompson had some big rebounds, some big putbacks. Just being a good rim running threat because Robert Williams last night did get hurt, and I don't believe he came back into the game. Didn't see quite what happened, so hopefully he's okay. Tristan Thompson, 12 points, 12 rebounds. 6 of those were offensive rebounds and 2 assists and 1 steal. So he was good for them last night, and he was what we all expected or thought he could be coming this year. Nothing crazy, just 10 and 10 is probably what you would expect, especially saying he's coming off the bench now. He did play starters minutes last night, and it was really, I wrote this down, I was texting with the guys, it's really the battle of the ineffective centers. Daniel Gafford, I know he's had some good games and defensively really stepped up big for the Wizards, but he wasn't that great last night. Robin Lopez was fine. You know, he's going to have his little rolling hook shot with his, you know, elbow you in the back of the head or neck or whatever, you know, 5 points. Not great. I know he had like 20 in the battle of the 8 seats, but at the end of the day, I think it was tough for the pro playing crowd for these games. Like, we all enjoyed them and watched them, I guess, but like people say this stops tanking. In my opinion, it doesn't, because the teams that were going to tank. The teams that wanted to win won, maybe with some exceptions in there always is, but I'm in the middle. It's like, I get why people like the playing games, and I get why people don't. Like, I'm just, as a selfish fan, I'm going to enjoy it and watch them, so I hope today's games are better. We'll definitely be doing a recap of these games, because I feel like that they'll be better. Spurs Grizzlies, pretty evenly matched in my opinion. We'll just give a quick preview of this. If the Spurs can play half-court offense, they could probably actually beat the Grizzlies, who I really like. But if they're going to let the Grizzlies get run and gun, then I would say that the Grizzlies win. I would predict Grizzlies win. And then Lakers Warriors. How healthy is LeBron and AD and Schroeder and all of them? Like, are they good to go? And we'll see what happens there. Who's on Curry? What's the situation they doing? Like the boxing one that the Raptors did on Curry. I'm interested to see that, because I feel like Curry could drop 50 and the Warriors could beat the Lakers, especially in a one-game play-in setting. So who knows there? I think, again, I would predict the Lakers. And then definitely tonight we will be dropping another review of these games. So hope you guys look forward to that, and thank you for watching.